I can tell you that vegetarianism is this great big challenge, hard to sustain and even hard to enjoy. But actually, that's a lie. 4 years ago, at the age of 11, I read a biography of Gandhi, and I was awestruck by his courage and determination, securing India's independence from Britain after almost 200 years of oppression. Although I wasn't inspired to imitate Gandhi's charisma, humble lifestyle, or kindness, I just made family meal times a bit more awkward. So, going back to Gandhi now, I was inspired to become vegetarian by Gandhi initially, although over time my motivation for being a vegetarian has changed. And now, I'm not one because of Gandhi, but because, as this pic suggests, I just don't like it when animals are killed. Having said that, when people ask me, don't you miss meat? My answer has never really changed. This being, no, I really don't. But I still like the smell of bacon. Well, I say this, but in reality, I just like the smell of meat. I can't help but savour the smoky scent of a barbecue when at family parties. Now, when I first thought about becoming a vegetarian, I thought that it might be really difficult. Maybe I wouldn't be able to do this. The first few days were tricky, with many people not quite believing what I'd done. But very soon, it became a habit. I realised that in fact I was beginning to try new foods. And now I think that vegetarianism has actually widened my palate. I suddenly had a real incentive to try new things to fill the dietary gap that meat had left. In the West, we are constantly bombarded by images of meaty meals by fast food chains. It's so easy for all of us to take this diet as gospel and think that the only way to eat is with a portion of beef somewhere on the plate. Although, if a meal is a rock band, then meat doesn't always have to be the lead singer. He can easily be disposed of, or put on the drums if you still want him there. What I'm saying is that the vegetables, pastas and breads in a meal can shine, and meats can be substituted, and it's not always required. Now, with this in mind, the meaty diet of the West may not actually be an option for many of us in, say, 20 years' time. The human population of the planet is growing fast, as you can see from this graph. Since I was born 15 years ago, an extra billion people have joined the human race. Well, actually more than that. And if you think about it, that's a growth of over 1,000 million people in the last 15 years. Undoubtedly, population growth and its impact on the planet will make us change our lifestyles. Our diets could be a part of this change. Producing meat is an environmentally damaging process, and scientists have predicted that over the next 40 years, considering the Earth's growing population, we may all have to convert to largely vegetarian diets. Although, if we continued eating meat proteins at the same level that we do now, we may have to turn to different types of meat. Insects, for example, high in many minerals, they need very little space to rear, and there are literally trillions of them around, with almost 1,400 species edible to man, including grasshoppers, caterpillars, and dung beetles. In order to eat these critters, we would grind them into mince, and other cultures have, and occasionally still do, eat insects. Alternatively, we could opt for lab-grown meat, grown from the stem cells of farm animals. The world's first test tube burger could even be produced by the end of this year. Now, these new additions to our diets may sound gross, but if we're not careful, in the next 20 years, they may become the norm. Or we could simply eat less meat. There are even some delectable meat-free options in the restaurant tonight. Many of us have grown up with cheap and abundant meat on the supermarket shelves, but in the future, this will change. Now, after I became a vegetarian, my diet evolved. My attitudes and feelings towards it changed as I gained more experience. For example, there was a period early on in my vegetarianism when I was considering letting Christmas be my day off when I need to roast. I never did this. I would never even consider doing this now. My own rules have also changed. Until early last year, I allowed myself to eat gelatin, and I'm pretty much certain that that's not veggie. Now, after becoming a vegetarian, before becoming a vegetarian even, it was so easy to convince myself that there were good reasons for eating meat. I said that I needed the protein, or I couldn't do without it, or that family parties just wouldn't be the same without that barbecue. Having said that, I found that I didn't need to worry. Vegetarianism doesn't require self-discipline, determination, or vitamin tablets. And if it did, then I wouldn't be a vegetarian. Changing your diet is a hill, not a mountain. And anyone who says otherwise should stop telling porkies and think again. Now, I've described vegetarianism as a rational, evolving process. But it's emotional, really. Look at this pig. This guy is the real reason why I'm veggie. The last slice of bacon I ever ate, or the last cubic centimetre of pork gelatin I ever ate, came from a pig like this. It all boils down to the choice between him being alive or dead and inside me. Thank you.